Hey everybody, Paul Mac here. I just wanted to show you what I got at the auction. Now you've seen me show planes before on the show, wood planes, you know, for making boards, rough boards, less rough, smoother. Well, these are some specialized little planes. These are actually molding planes. Looks like this one was for making, you can see that? You see that? It's for making round stock, possibly even making the edge of a table round if you wanted it to be dished or rounded like that. And it's got two adjustable metal blades in there. This one actually has a little design on it, kind of round with a little, if you can see that, round with a little notch right there, probably for making the edge of furniture like a dresser or a table or whatever. Anyway, specialized little molding planes. Now this here is an old design. It's kind of looks like a newer model, but an old design. A lot of you are probably looking at this saying, my grandma had one just like it. In my case, my mother had one just like it. I don't know how long these have been around. This is a more modern version, has plastic handles. I'm guessing they were around in the 50s, but it's basically, they're made of stainless steel. It's got a hopper here. Basically, you know what this is? This was the first food processor. Well, I shouldn't say first. There were probably other models, but this is an old classic, and it comes with several cups that are the different type of choppers. This one chops, you know, it shreds things. It can shred cabbage. This one shreds it a little bit smaller, and then this one just slices, like if you wanted to slice cucumbers or scallop potatoes or something like that. But you can shred potatoes with them and make hash browns, fried potatoes. Mama used this forever to make us the potatoes for fried potatoes. And you can shred finer things with this one, but she also used this to cut up cabbage for slaw when she was making slaw or sauerkraut. So these are very, very handy. If you happen to find one with, you know, full set of cups and you've still got the hopper and the stand and everything, go ahead and get it. Your wife will love you for it. It'll make an excellent anniversary present. Don't take me seriously on that, because I really don't want to get in the middle of a marital war. But anyway, if you find one, get one for your wife or your mother. They'll really appreciate it. And looky here, look what I found. Play School Lincoln Logs. It's a small in the original box set of Lincoln Logs. Now, I know these days kids play on their iPhones, their iPads, their PlayStation, they're on their game devices, you know, all these kind of things. We didn't have that when I was growing up. Well, some of us had an Atari. I didn't. We played basically with sticks and rocks when I was a kid. And these are the fancy sticks that some of us played with, Lincoln Logs. I had the best time, and I tell you what, if you're an adult and you got kids or grandkids, go try to find them. I guess they're still making Lincoln Logs. Go find them an old set, like a vintage set like this. I had the most fun. It's probably the fault of Lincoln Logs that I became so enamored with building projects for the farm, log buildings like my log chicken house, the pole barn. It all started with Lincoln Logs, believe it or not. These little things, most of you know, but I'm mainly talking to you young kids who've never seen these before. These are basically pre-sawn little sticks of wood. There's real wood, and they're made with little notches on them so that they fit together like this. You can build your own log cabins very quickly, or a barn or whatever. They got little, you know, the little green roofing material. Remember those? And the little trusses or whatever. I just loved Lincoln Logs. So go today, buy them for your kids or your grandkids. Hey, I wanted to mention that today's video is sponsored by me, and I've got some things you might be interested in. You know, a lot of the things I show on the auction show here that I buy at the auctions are really still useful and practical for the small farm or homestead. Well, another thing that's practical for the small farm or homestead are a couple of books I've written. One of them, How to Build an Old-Fashioned Pole Barn. Maybe you have a structure that you need on your farm, but you're not quite sure how to build it, and you don't quite have enough money to buy all the materials to hire somebody to do it. Well, guess what? you might could do it yourself, even if you're not a carpenter. My book is geared for people who are not necessarily carpenters, people like I was starting out. I just want a building, and I want it as simple and inexpensively as possible. So in my book, Building an Old-Fashioned Pole Barn, I show how one person can build a structure that can come in very useful on your small farm. And not only that, it has rustic appeal. Building an Old-Fashioned Pole Barn. Go to my website, Farm Hands Companion. Go down to the general store section. You can see all the different books I have available, but look for Building an Old-Fashioned Pole Barn. I found this, a 16mm projector, movie projector, that I don't know how to get into. You know, I've got some old film projects. I took some film classes when I was in college. I've got some old film projects on 16mm film that I haven't seen in years. I thought it'd be nice to show them to the kids and see them again after 20, 30 years. So if I can get this open, maybe I'll see them. And you know me, I like buying cast iron when I can find it. Well, at this sale, I found a cast iron grill. You don't see these very often. Now this one looks like it has one handle broke off. Somebody must have dropped it or something. But it'll still work. It's still in good condition. Doesn't have a name on it, so pretty generic. You could put these on top of the old wood cook stoves, or you can put it on a modern stove with probably not an electric stove, but a modern stove with gas and a flame under it, and make you some pancakes. Hey, we got a swing blade, is what we call a swing blade. Each side is serrated so that you can just swing back and forth, knocking your weeds out. For those of you who don't have mechanized means like a bush hog of topping your pasture, in other words, in summertime you've got grass that grows, but if you're one who doesn't, like me, doesn't use herbicides to kill those weeds, you're going to have to go out and kill them yourself, either by mowing with a mechanical mower, bush hog, tractor, or whatever. If you don't have one of those, this is a handy tool to have around, the swing blade. You can just go off and without actually, you know, chopping your grass or anything, you're just chopping the tops of those weeds so that the grass can get a foothold. This is a very handy tool to have around. These can be sharpened with probably a round file would do fine, but a good, nice swing blade. Looks like this one was hardly ever used. Hey, looky here. A couple of plow handles. Looks like this one's been used. I don't believe this one's ever been used. It has no holes in it. These would be good for if you're restoring your push plow. Push plow has wood handles generally, a lot of mine do. Or if you're restoring an old horse-drawn plow, or if you just want to, you know, for decoration in your flower bed or whatever, you could get a couple of old plow handles and put back on rusty plows that don't have any handles on them. So anyway, when I find these, I pick them up because somebody's always wanting to restore an old horse-drawn piece of gear or a push plow. Hey, I was pretty excited about finding this. This, as some of you are probably aware of, is an electric chainsaw chain sharpener. Put the chain in this little device, it clamps down on it, and then you can set your angle for whatever degree angle you want to sharpen your teeth. It's got an abrasive a stone there, very thin stone that fits into, that one looks like for a small chain tooth. And then you just and you can sharpen all your teeth to the same exact angle. Now, I sharpen my chainsaw chains by hand mostly during the life of the chain, and then every once in a while, if they tend to get off or the chain's acting a little funny, I'll take it back to, I've got a machine, another machine like this, an antique in my shop there, and I'll put it on it and true up the chain, and then I'm off and running again. But these are very handy to have every once in a while. I wouldn't use it every time I sharpen the chainsaw. You could if you wanted to. Again, I like sharpening by hand. It tends to make the chain last a little bit longer, but these are really nice to have around. I don't know who makes this electric chainsaw sharpener. Just generic, I guess. Anyway, Very handy to have one of these if you can find them. Hey, I've got a little, I don't know if you can see this. This is a little hame hook. There were 2 of them in a little lunchbox I bought or something. This one's all froze up, but basically it's kind of like a tie down for a chain. This actually is what holds the hames on the collar for a horse collar or a mule collar, and it clips on the bottom. The hames have little hooks on them, and this hook will clip on there, and then this is actually supposed to have a hook on this side. Hooks on there, and then you can clamp it down, tighten it down. I actually use these little ones to tie down with a chain to tie down my cattle water, because the bull gets in there and knocks the tub around. So I put a chain, fasten a chain from one end of the wall around the water to the other, and with this I can clamp down on that chain and get it extra tight so the bull can't knock it around. But anyway, a little hame hook, hame ratchet tie down kind of thing for your hames on the horse collar. Looks like a newer model, but an old design. A lot of you are probably looking at that going, is he going to drop it?